Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Rich. Thanks for having me back.
You're always welcome. I do enjoy talking to you. And I actually said to you before we started recording, because we were chatting, oh, we should have pressed record straight away because that was a good conversation. And it was about exchanges and the privacy of crypto. And we'll come to that perhaps later on. But it's Sunday, 9th of November, 2014 UK time as we record this. This will probably go out on Monday morning or sometime on Monday. And you are one of the team at Palladium. We're going to talk about Palladium, PWLD.net. And the token is PWLD. We're going to talk about Trade Ogre. We're going to talk about Bitcoin price, the Ethereum price, PWLD price, and of course, R price, Pirate Chain. See what's happening with Pirate Chain because things are looking up. But I just want to say before I start, I have started a new channel, Crypto Rich Politics. So if you're interested in my political coverage, please go and subscribe there. bit.ly/YouTube Crypto Rich Politics.
It's unbiased coverage, right?
Oh no, it's complete. I don't think there's such a thing as unbiased. I don't think there is. I have a
Oh,
bias. I'm
yeah,
biased
I
against
agree.
war.
That's why I had to say that because that was a thing in the past, right?
Yeah. No. There's no. There's a on my channel. You're going to get a sovereigntist, anti-globalist,
Biased.
anti-war, pro-liberty, pro-freedom, pro-bodily autonomy bias. That's what you're going to get. Okay,
Yeah,
if you're interested in that, and
that
even if you're
sounds
not
great.
interested in that, come over and check it out. So there'll be the usual suspects: Tom Luongo and Alex Trainer, and Harley Schlanger, and Ian Burlingame, and many others.
Nice.
Okay, and I know because that's how you found me through
Yeah,
my YouTube political videos. Okay, all right. So, Kevin, do you want to say a little bit about who you are and why you are and when you are?
sure. So, yeah, I'm Kevin. This is the first video you're seeing. I'm part of the Palladium Network core development team. We're a relatively new project that just launched in March of this year. We do arbitrage trading, but then we also do real estate-backed NFTs, which I'll just bring up right now. They're going to be launching in like 5 days. We have the pre-sale on our first NFT collection, and we have another one following in about 50 days that we already have uh, acquired. So if you go to our website and check that out, you'll be able to see descriptions of the properties, what they have to offer.
That's
So
live now.
yeah, you'll be able to see it on the property. The pre-sale will be live in 5 days, but
Okay,
you'll
and
be
then
able to see
then people will
details
be able to
about.
see.
Yeah, you can see the details about the properties. So
Okay, that's pwld.net. And then
yeah,
how can people buy the NFTs?
they'll start out on the website, but we are going to be working with exchanges too. So you'll be able to purchase them through an exchange as well.
And what do we use to pay to buy them with? USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum?
USDT. Yep. Yep.
USDT.
Yep.
And what about using PWLD?
We'll probably incorporate that in the future, but now for simplicity, just USDT, a stable price.
Right. And how much is an NFT? Can you tell us in the pre-sale?
I think the first one they're going to be $20 a piece, and I forget how many there are exactly. There's not that many of them on the first property. The first property I believe is I'd have to go look again. It's right around 250,000. So there's only going to be like 10,000, 12,000 total NFTs.
Okay. So let me get this. The first property where you're selling NFTs for is worth $250,000
Yeah, or only 200. It might
or
be.
something like that. Let's say
Yeah,
$200,000, right? For
yeah,
argument's sake. And then there are each NFT is $20. So
yeah.
if somebody buys $100,000 worth of NFTs, they're
They
going to get
essentially own half the
50%.
property.
They'll own
Yeah,
half the property, and you're going to rent out the property or sell the property or what?
yeah. This will be a rental property, and then eventually, yes, we'll sell it. So
Okay.
at some point in time, we'll sell it.
Okay. So the NFT holders will receive a share of their the rental income proportionate to how much of the property they own minus whatever business costs and Palladium's cut.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically just the business cost. We're not taking a cut out of it on this first one. And so people that get in on this first one, they're going to get maximum returns, and they're all going to be paid in USDT as well. So if the property rents for, if there's $1,000 income on the property and they own 50%, they'd get $500 in USDT if that's the net income on the property.
Right. And is that what the properties? Is that just an illustrative price you gave, $1,000 a month?
Yeah, that's just that, it can vary because we're gonna like Airbnb it. The property is located next to a ski resort, so when it comes online, it'll be earning income, potentially right away, and
Right.
because we're coming into the winter season, right?
Yeah.
And then as that matures, even if we don't sell all the NFTs right away, I mean the company then we essentially own the NFTs. Palladium does, so then we would get the other part of that income until those NFTs are sold.
Right. Okay. All right. And then is there KYC for the NFTs?
We're still working out those details. I'm thinking there will be some sort of verification factor of ownership, so like they can verify like the deed and the title, and there's no other liens on the property, because we own the properties outright.
Right.
And the goal is that there's never going to be a lien on the property. And we'll have audits to verify that, periodic audits, so people will see when they come and look up the different NFT collections, they can verify that there's no other, legal interest in the property from another party.
Okay. But the NFT purchasers, do they have to do KYC?
That's what I got to verify.
That's what you got to verify. Okay.
Yeah.
And then somebody could purchase the NFTs, and then they'll be receiving the USDT passive income proportionate to their share of that property,
Yeah.
and that'll be paid out what, daily, weekly, monthly, annually?
Whenever the rental period ends. So once that settles, whatever rental period settles, then that payment will get dispersed.
Okay. And then if somebody buys the NFTs, they could, I suppose, theoretically transfer them, sell them on to somebody else.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and periodically during the audits, there would be property valuations done. So, like 2 years from now, if the property is valued at 220,000, then the NFT value would increase as well.
Right. Okay. Now there are risks with this, as there are with any type of investment, in that you may not be able to let it out. There may be some black swan event.
Yeah.
People can buy the NFT and then, because they don't got it in a hardware wallet, or they lose their seed phrase.
Yeah.
There could be that. Now the whole thing is fully legally compliant, or are you doing it yourself off the back of a secret packet?
Yeah, we're trying to stay in compliance with the legal framework that we've kind of structured in the Czech Republic.
And is that through the same lawyers that are working with you with regards to Trade Ogre?
The one in the Czech Republic, yes.
Right.
We have another firm in Canada now that we're working with as well.
Yes. Okay. Because in the description of the video will be a link to PWLD's lawyers in the Czech Republic, and then people can contact the lawyers and stuff. Now, lawyers are human beings, so there's no guarantees with everything, right? But you were talking lawyers here, right? They know about the law.
Yeah.
Right. And I would say, anybody who's looking into this or any other form of investment, none of this is investment advice. You and you alone are responsible for any decisions that you make. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Right. Now, so where were we at? I can't remember. Should we talk
about NFTs? The first one launching.
Yes.
So I don't know if we want to jump over to Trade Ogre and talk about what's going on there, because I have a lot of news on that. Well, yeah. So this past week we were informed that on November 17th there's going to be a hearing in Quebec regarding the RCMP's request to extend the asset freeze period. So we are actually we're gonna, like, on that hearing, our attorneys are going to file an objection, of course, because we don't want this to extend any more than necessary, right? Because we believe that the maximum period that they can extend it is 3 months, but we want to keep this moving forward and get to a point where we can get funds coming back, right? But that's going to take a court ruling. So they're going to file motions, we're going to file motions, objections, as needed, to try to push it to a point where we can get a ruling on getting some of the funds being returned, or start that process. So basically anyone that's already, like, completed all the paperwork and by October 16th with us. They, done their verifications, paid their fees. They should have received an email or some communication from the RCMP as well. We're encouraging people to respond to that communication from the RCMP. If they don't know how to respond, they can reach out to us and we can advise them how to respond to that communication. But it's kind of important part of the process to kind of respond, because if you don't respond, you're basically accepting, what they're saying, essentially, right? When you're talking legal terms. So if silence is compliance, essentially. So don't be silent in the communication process. Respond. If you're not sure how to, reach out to us. We'll advise you how to respond to the communication.
Okay, all right. So let me get this and fill in a bit of background. So in July this year, TradeOgre just stopped functioning, completely stopped. No information, nothing. And then it transpired a few weeks later, I think several weeks later, that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police had seized the assets and frozen. They're the ones possibly who'd frozen it, but they seized the assets, seized the exchange, and they say that the exchange was being used for some particular money laundering, perhaps something they were following. I don't know. I'm speculating here.
Yeah.
And then PWLD.net, because Palladium was traded on that, as were many, many other cryptos, especially a lot of privacy cryptos.
Yeah.
And what you've offered is a service whereby people go to your website, PWLD.net, and then they can ride on the back of your application to the RCMP to get the funds released. And that's going to be a whole lot cheaper and easier than people doing it themselves. There will be a small fee of a few $100s or so, depending upon where you are. And people who've already done that, they would have received an email from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Now, I think that's good in the respect that it should assuage people's concerns about Palladium's, PWLD.net's integrity in this matter. Because you're acting on behalf of people through the lawyers, and their link is in the description below, and your Canadian lawyers. And now that the police are sending emails that just says, okay, well, you've done the right thing.
Yeah, and they can verify, that the domain that the communication is coming from the RCMP too.
Yeah, they should check that out. Perhaps use a VPN to make sure that it's an authentic. NordVPN does that. NordVPN.com/CryptoRich. My affiliate code will check whether it's a phishing website. But you should check the certificate anyway. So okay, so that's encouraging, because my understanding, very basic understanding of the law, is if there'll be, the police are alleging there's criminal funds on there, but there's also non-criminal funds, because not everybody who used TradeOgre, like you and I, is a criminal.
Exactly.
So then they don't have a right to seize non-criminal funds.
100%.
Yeah, they should hold on to the ones that they think are criminal and let everyone else be. But this is Canada.
Yeah, and just to give people kind of the size. I mean, we like the size of our case that's already been submitted. We're going after over $2 million in funds already, and we still have more people reaching out to us. Every day we're still getting one or two more trickling in. So I just want to remind people we can only represent those clients that have completed all the steps in the process. They have to do power of attorney and sign the contract. And pay the fees to be fully represented.
Great. Okay, very good. And I'll have the links, pwld.net. People can go and check that out. And I do recommend it. If you've got several $1,000s worth of crypto on there or more, then it is worth your while, because this way you've got a chance of recovering it. If you don't do anything, well, it is lost. You've got no chance.
You've surrendered it, essentially.
Yeah, for the purposes of Mark Carney and his for his Great Reset Agenda 2030 project.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be going to fund anything beneficial either.
No, not with the current Canadian government. Oops, getting a bit political. Might have to put this on the other channel, Crypto Rich Politics.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Let's have a look at the. We're going to look at the Palladium price, the Pirate Chain price, Ethereum price, and the Bitcoin price. Let me just share my screen. Okay, this is the 4-hourly on Poloniex. Now, PWLD.net is also available on Tapbit, which is a much larger exchange, has way more liquidity. And PWLD launched in March. 2025, it dropped to a low of 0.7 of a cent in May 2025, and currently it's at what is it? It's about 90 cents or
75
something.
cents. Yeah.
Yeah, 71 cents or something. 75 cents. The high today. Currently, it's at 75 cents right now on the 4-hourly. It looks like we have a descending wedge. I haven't drawn the lines here, but from if we join here, and then along here, which is actually bullish. But one of the things that I don't understand, because the arbitrage, the trading arbitrage, which is on the website.
Yeah, we don't have it on there right now at the moment. We have you can see it, but we don't have the live version anymore at the moment. We're going through some maintenance.
Ah, okay. At the time of recording,
but you'll probably see a secret. There has been some buying. We just haven't gotten around to putting it on Etherscan yet. So you will see some more activity here in the near future.
Right. Okay. Because what happens is that the trading arbitrage, which Christoph told me he's been doing for over 5 years, and they've really, I suppose, maximized the way that it works, and it uses price differences on different exchanges to make profits, and then every now and then those profits are used to purchase PWLD off the exchanges, thus reducing the supply and giving an upward pressure to the price. And it has been as high as $3 plus, and right now it's 75 cents. So anything you want to say about this?
Yeah, I think we're still just kind of consolidating, going through here, and again, not trading advice, but obviously I am bullish on the project, otherwise I wouldn't be here. We have a lot of great things happening in the next couple months, and next year is set to be a big year for us. So I think there's a lot of upside potential for sure.
Okay, and then one thing to say, Kevin, I hope you don't mind me saying this, is that you were actually a community member for PWLD. You saw it on trading on Trade Ogre, got curious.
Yeah, that's how I found the project. Yeah.
Started checking out the projects and everything, and did a lot of due diligence. Bought a load of PWLD when it was much cheaper, and now you work part time for the project.
Yeah, it feels like full time sometimes, but
it's like that. Well, crypto is 24/7.
I think it's worth it. It's
crypto is 24/7.
Exactly.
I don't think I'm the only guy lying in bed next to my wife, and I'm just thinking about crypto prices.
Where's it going to go next?
That's right.
How can I take advantage of it?
That's right. If Bitcoin does this, and then that one does that, and that one does that, right? That meme is true. Okay, so that's Palladium. And let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum pumped up. There was an announcement today on Truth Social that Americans are going to get a $2,000 rebate somehow, like from the tariffs.
Yeah, I just saw a clip of that before we came on the call. I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't have time to verify if it was real or not. But now that I hear you saying, I guess we can openly talk about it.
Yeah, it's a Truth Social post, and it's something that Tom Luongo has been saying for months, and also Promethean Action, who are guests on my channel when I do political videos. Crypto Rich Politics is the channel name. But what they do, that as the tariffs come in, he's going to use it to reduce taxes eventually especially on poor and working class Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So
we all know what happened the last time they were handing out stimulus checks in America. What happened to crypto?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, okay, so here we are on the daily, and it's below, it's below the 200-day. So we do need...
It broke hard when it fell through there.
Yeah, we do need it to close above the 200-day for a start, right?
So that could be a market event, though. If stimulus checks start coming out, that would probably pump it above, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, here's the weekly, and it's still above the 100-week, and it's above the 50-week.
Yeah.
So that's well, it's not as bearish as it could be. It's reassuring, right?
Yeah.
And we have a floor, actually about 3,500, I would say.
Yeah, there seems to be a fair amount of support there.
Yeah, you got 3,492 here, 3,600. So about here. So we want it to close above. 3,500, and that's on the weekly. Okay, let's have a look at the 4-hourly. It's above the 200 4-hourly, above the 100 4-hourly. I think what's the green one?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it
No.
was below all that moving averages for a while,
Yeah,
and it's kind of recovered back above them.
yeah. So this is the 24-hourly, the 54-hourly is above them, and it's still below the 100 and 200 4-hourly. Okay, so we want closes above them, and that'll be bullish. And then there is this cryptocurrency, which used to trade on Trade Ogre, which you and I are both big fans of. Oh my God, what happened here?
Wow, it's even higher than when we first looked at it a second ago.
Now, I don't know what the news is. It could be, Kevin, that you know how Zcash has been going up like crazy,
Mhm.
that people are moving from, they're getting interested in privacy cryptos because of Zcash, and they're moving over to real proper privacy cryptos.
Yeah, then they discovered what the best privacy crypto coin is.
Yes, yes. Now, it's still got a long way to go before it reaches dizzy heights back here, right?
Yeah, but that breakout is very bullish though
It,
on the chart.
it is very bullish. This is the weekly chart, by the way. Uh, and let's have a look.
It's
It's
above
above
the
all of
last
them.
two previous highs that hit.
Yeah, it's gone above that one, gone above that one. So we've got a floor here, support here. Not very strong support because there's only the once.
Yeah,
And we are looking, I think, the next up, perhaps $1 because that's psychological.
yeah.
And hopefully we'll break above that. So like $1.19. Okay, so that is very, very bullish. Very bullish. We like very much. And Pirate Chain was traded loads on Trade Ogre. And if you wanted it now, if you go to CoinGecko and you go to, oh, there's the overview. Let's go to markets. You can see which exchanges it's on. So MEXC and then non-KYC.io. You can buy it with USDT or Bitcoin.
Yeah, and those trading volumes have increased quite a bit too, because I've been watching and picking up some here and there on the dips.
Right. So these two exchanges. And Trade Ogre, I think, did a whole lot more. And Trade
Oh
Ogre was pretty reliable. And
yeah,
it's quite a shock to the system for privacy aficionados. And I think there's something, do not leave crypto in an exchange for a long time. You just put in a little bit if you want to do some trading or whatever. And if you're not trading, you take it out. Otherwise, look what happened with Trade Ogre, even though that was pretty reliable. It got
yeah.
captured by the regulators. So the same deal with
It's
mixing
like
and
the old saying, not your keys, not your crypto. If you don't
not
have
your
the keys to the
keys.
exchange
Yep,
or the keys to your bank, it's not your funds.
absolutely, absolutely. And one thing you can do, because there isn't an easily available hardware wallet for Pirate Chain, is that you can put it in the light wallet or the full node wallet on your laptop or your computer. Keep the seed phrase really, really safe and secure, and then take the wallet off. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Pirate Chain. And then finally, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin pumped up. This is on the daily. It's about 104,800. So it's broken above these highs.
Prior tops. Yeah.
Yeah, higher tops, right? And I suppose 106,000 is the next resistance, breaking above this high. And I mean, it's not been great. It still hasn't gone above this.
No.
125,000. That's on the daily. Let's look at the weekly. Really, I should be looking at the weekly first, then the daily. But hey ho,
But maybe if those tariff stimulus checks are bigger than $2,000, maybe they'll pump higher.
maybe.
More money will flow back into Bitcoin.
Okay, so on the weekly, it's bounced off the 50.
Yeah, that still looks really strong. I mean, that 50 moving day average held very well.
Actually, it's held since on the weekly since October 2023.
Yeah.
I mean, here it's bounced off it. Here it's bounced off it. Here it touched it, bounced back up. So that still remains bullish. We want it to close on the weekly above the 20, which is 110,000, which I don't think is going to happen.
Maybe not this week, but probably in the next candle, because you can tell there's after the red candle that touches that 50-day moving average, then it's the green candle that kind of brings it back, starts the uptrend again.
Yeah, because the bulls won out.
Yeah.
They pulled it back up. The bears tried to pull it down, and the bulls pulled it back up. Okay, and of course, none of this is investment advice. Don't put in any more than you can afford to lose. And although Kevin trades, I don't. I have done every now and then, but I don't trust myself with it. It's more like swing trades or whatever, or hodling. That's pretty simple.
The key is not to be emotionally attached.
Yes.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yes. And knowing that is the key doesn't make any difference necessarily.
No, that's true.
All right, Kevin, anything else you want to say? Oh, you were at the conference.
Yes. Yeah, we had
Futures conference.
Yeah, that was a great event in Miami this past Wednesday and Thursday. Made a ton of new connections. It was great to see so many people that maybe didn't know that much about crypto, but were coming there to learn more about it. Just a lot of business owners trying to understand crypto because they recognize that that's the future. It was just great to see in so many numbers because it was a sold out event. It was packed. Some of the events were packed depending on who was speaking, like the rooms that they were speaking in. There's two main stages. I got to speak on one of the main stages. And the audience was a completely full audience. It was great to see.
Fabulous.
I can't say enough. We'll definitely probably do another event. There's another event coming up in May in Miami as well, a pretty big event. We're definitely going to make that event as well. I won't be doing it by myself this time because I found doing an event like that by yourself is very challenging. To run a booth, doing interviews, presenting on the stage, and then just talking to people basically nonstop for 2 days.
So you're going to have like 3 people or something like that, 3 of the team.
Yeah.
Be going.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Kevin, thank you so much. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. PWLD.net, or check that out. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and PWLD. Kevin signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.